From a palm frond. But like, yeah, now it's at least just that's the whole side. Yeah, and he's now not spooking.
Yeah, today, like, the warm-up, everything's been really good, but, like, all this week I've been having this issue with, like, all he does, like, he used to be a bolter.
Yeah.
His nickname was Bolt. Like, he didn't even think, there was no warning, he just took off. But now he doesn't, he just, like, stops and, like, spreads all four legs.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I thought you were on the aids and working on the bit, but then all of a sudden a twig broke, and now you're gonna, your flight instinct kicked in, and I guess I've been doing something right, because he hasn't done it once, and I'm like, well, what the hell, like, next week it's gonna be something new.
It is true.
Like, it's just, it's so weird.
I know. We like get to be better riders, and then they start throwing something new. It's like,
yeah, I know, right?
I thought we were good. I had like 4 days good, and then
like, in my routine, I put around, like, walking around the ring with him, like, and just walking. That's all he's got to do. That's all he's got to worry about, just thinking about walking. It's not that hard. And he's been doing good. He has his twitches, but I don't get mad at him for it. And I just, let him do it. Yeah. So I guess I've been doing all right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I like this exercise. So we're going to do it at the trot?
Yep.
Okay.
Because horses are they even see differently out of both eyes. So they also process things differently on each side. So even though it went really successful and it was really good to the right, I always go to the left too, to be like, okay, how does this relate to your good side or easy side or stiff side, hard side? Good. Walk. Turn on the forehead.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea anyway.
Because he was kind of not minding you there.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like, you're not bending and you're kind of ignoring, like, you're going forward, which I'm happy with.
Yeah.
But you're sort of like, and now he's like, I'm not minding you. Oh, now I'm thinking about it. Oh, now I'm with you. And then trot that out again. Good. Change your posting. And everybody has a stronger diagonal. You always pick the other one. So you're always correct going to the right. And a lot of times you want to be on the wrong one going left. So that just means you feel one push of the hind leg, or either he also pushes harder with one hind leg, that you want to go up always on that leg. Good. Turn your body to the right. To the left. Yep. Keep your right elbow. Careful not to lean. Stay in the center. Good. Cross his hind leg. Cross that hind leg. Cross that hind leg. Tap with the whip. Push him over. Yeah.
There we go.
Hi. Who walked up to the arena? That's leg. You know what I mean? When you put that left leg on, he's got to bend that ear to you. Change your posting.
Oh, good. I was correct.
Oh, you were right. Sorry.
Haha.
You're like, I was doing it. Good. Smooth. Better. Good. Right hand down. Yes. Good. Cross that hind leg. Cross that hind leg. Yep. Tap, tap. Yep. Good. Round pushing. Good.
He's thinking.
He is. He's so cute. The first half, he's like, I got it. And then there's like, wait, we got to go around there's a second half. Because then always, like, it's right between, like, the half and the 3/4 mark, he's like, I'm not sure. And then, like, the last quarter is always also really good. Yeah, every single time. And it's interesting with a horse that's, like, so strong in the torso and, like, big and bulky like that. This sometimes, like, just changes them so much. Because they just, by nature, because they can, because they're blocky, and then they're just blocky. It's like when we talk about, like, oh yeah, she always pushes her weight around, and it's like this big strong. Nobody, a tiny little waif, throws their weight around. It's like this big strong bossy lady is like, I'm gonna throw my weight around. Like, that's him too. He's like, look at my body. He's like, he could have eaten the last horse. She's like little and slim and like little wafy supermodel, and he's like, I'm, a short, stocky guy. Good, push him there. Good. Exactly.
See, I stopped leaning, so maybe I just got myself upright and he turned better.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where you start to see it. It doesn't all like, oh my God, then all of a sudden all fall. sometimes it all falls into place, but he's doing the downward better. He's crossing 70% of the time. That's beautiful. And then your upward is also much better.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Suppleness through your wrists. Good. Keep them round like that. Keep them turning. Good. Keep them turning. Supple, supple. Keep them turning. Keep them turning. Keep them turning. Keep them turning. Good job. And awesome. And
good boy.
He was like sort of paying attention to that one sort of leaving, because he was wondering, are they leaving or are they going to the mountain block? Like, what's happening? And you just like kept him minded on you. And that's the whole thing. Like, is the horse on your aids, and are your aids on the horse? Because so many times it's like, he's not paying attention, you know? But it's like, give him a job. Good girl. Right hand low. Careful not to lean to the left. Stay seated in the center. Left
so
leg.
This is a really good exercise for like lateral work, like leg yields.
Exactly. And like ambidexterity for both horse and rider. Awesome. That was a beautiful upward.
Outside, Lori.
Super good. Left leg long. Nice. Round. Good. Keep trotting this time. And just think a little bit, doing it at the trot. Just a little like yield, and then keep going. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? And you can do that in every corner. Like, let's say he's a little turd, you know, by the standards. Like, that's his corner. Because, like, a lot of times they pick the corner. Like, I hate that flag, you know, or that one chair, you know. You're going to do those exact same aids. Awesome. Beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, and you're going to be like, hey, turn on the forehand. But it's not, you can't do a trotting turn on the forehand. Awesome. But you just keep him swinging over the back and round and through. Excellent. Show me a little left lead canter. Take your time. Yes.
So
Nice.
to me, he drifted out to the right there. What is?
More outside knee.
More outside knee.
But I liked it because he stayed relaxed over the top line. And he was round. So then I thought, well, I liked it that then he was obedient to your inside leg.
Absolutely.
So then just think a little bit about your outside leg, knee, and elbow and ring finger, keeping a bit of a corridor aid. So back to trot. And if he starts to get heavy, and if he starts to not pay attention, you're just going to walk and do that turn on the forehand again. Good. Keep your right hand down. If your right hand goes too high, you're going to kind of allow him to sneak out under that fist and run out that right shoulder. So think about your right elbow down, your right shoulder blade down. Nice. Feel that?
Yeah.
Really good. That's your corridor aids on the right. Excellent. And then into the canter again. Keeping them lined up on the right side. Yes.
Yeah, that
and then you felt
about
that he
bending
really
everything.
lifted up in his back and carried you into that transition. Very good. Super. Back to trot. Let me see a little bit the right lead canter.
Wishful thinker.
Super. Right elbow down. Good. Centered. Shoulder blades, hips and seat bones, all even. Like if I took a picture of you from the back, I would want to take a ruler and like line up your ears, line up your shoulders, line up your elbows, line up your hips, line up your seat bones, knees, and ankles. Good girl. You have a tendency to sometimes ride a little higher with your right side.
Yeah. It's my dominant side, can you tell?
Yeah. Well, and it's his dominant side too.
Yeah.
So he also wants you to be, you know, less down on the right side because that's harder to bend in his rib cage. Excellent. When you're ready, into the canter. Take your time. Keep that idea of the bending through the rib cage. Yes. Good. Feel the right hind leg. It's a little bit to the inside.
So what do I do?
Think about the same thing you just did in the trot. Bring your right shoulder back and sort of push his tail out with your right leg a little bit. Good. Soften a little bit the outside rein. Good. Go back to trot. Yep. Back to trot. Good. And then next time around by that center line, you're going to walk and make that turn on the forehand again. Because I was wondering what he was going to do because we just changed direction. Then we were going to go like right into the canter. You know what I mean? And I'm like, some of his crookedness is going to show up. So then walk and just tell him, put your right hind leg under your body. I know you're getting kind of tired and you got to come out again later, but put your right hind leg under your body, right leg, turn your body. Good suppleness in your wrists. Good, that a girl. Good, right hind leg under the body. Carry yourself with your right tuck. Good, good, and now you can canter out. Good, yes. And now ask him again. Carry yourself on your right hind leg.
So.
Good.
So that's just like right shoulder back?
Yes, and right calf.
Right calf. Yeah, and then he feels like he's falling to my outside rein when I do that.
Well, you want him to go to the outside rein.
Yeah, good boy.
Okay. Good. You want to kind of line up that right hind leg so it's up underneath his body. Good. And sometimes you can watch when you see them on the ground where the right hind leg is landing. He wants to land it a tiny bit to the right of the right front footprint.
Maybe, am I keeping my outside leg too far back?
Yes.
So I keep my outside leg down a little bit more so I don't ask him to do almost like a haunches in.
Exactly. That's better. Good. And back to trot. Balance, balance. Good. Walk and pet him. Excellent.
Now he's showing off for you today.
He's darling. Oh my God. He's so funny. He's like, I'm so good. Do you have any questions about any of that?
I mean, I have a bunch of questions. No. No, I really appreciate your time, and that was really informative.
Great. It'll be fun. So sometimes what I do is, when I pick that exercise, when I'm like, I need more suppleness, or I need more bendability, I need more roundness, what I'll do is sometimes, depending on the horse's temperament,
thank you, Kathy,
I will do, like, my first choice is this 20-meter circle with the walk, turn on the forehand, trot out. But what you can also do is do a big square. If you have a horse that needs to, like, marinate in it less, it just needs, so there's horses that need to marinate in it, which is him, because he's strong, and his muscles are stubborn. Like, his brain isn't that stubborn, but like, he's strong-bodied, so he's gonna be like more stiff, you know, instead of like, whoa, I'm like too loose and flighty, you know. He's still maybe flighty, but it didn't see it today. But it's like, he's just like tight in the back, you know,
I can do this with gloves on.
And not loose and swingy and do whatever. And so from that, I like to go to the middle, marinate in it, slow down, teach him about it really thoroughly. But if you have something that's a little bit more like hot-tempered or doesn't have the patience, do it on a big four, like do it at like H and E and B and M. You know, like put it on a big square. So that then you can also then move off the 20-meter circle and then go onto a square and then be like, how are you carrying yourself through every corner?
Yeah.
Because he's got to stack himself up. He's like, I'm taking the boots off. We're done here.
It's like, what's the lady?
And the thing. He's so cute. Really fun. Really good job.
As far as my riding?
Yep.
Just beat me up. What can you say?
Really think about your torso being more square. When you go to the left, you get a little bit collapsed in your left hip and then like leaning left because you know you want to get over there, but it's a little bit this collapse in the seat. Yes. Yes. Exactly. And you want the flashlights to be like towards his front feet.
So that helps.
Yes. Yes. Goes back normal. Yeah. It's, you get a little like cocked this way, and then that, like, sometimes I think about if you were riding a corset, you know, that it's like, whoa, my ribs are up off my belt. Like, I can't ride without a belt because I'm really long-waisted, and so my like top rib, my last rib wants to just like rest on my belt. So like for me, I always need to feel like I've got space between my belt, like my last rib and my belt. I need space there. So that helps me stay like elongated in my torso when I'm riding. And so you can think about it even like a corset like for the sides. So that like when you try to collapse one side, oops, I can't run into that because it's like pulled tight. Does that make sense?
Well, then I don't have that T-bone.
Exactly.
For riding.
And like alignment, you know, because like you want to be able to be even on both seat bones so he can be even on all four of his legs. And if you're collapsed, he's going to counter collapse somewhere else. Does that make sense? I thought your legs did a good job. I like that idea of like allow him to go a bit more forward.
Yeah.
That was good. When he's behind you, you can give him a little kick in the elbow.
Yeah. Okay.
Really good. And then the right lead canter, allow that left leg to relax a little bit down and get a little bit more right calf and right seat bone to like align that right hind leg back under his body. And when you start to feel him pull, understand he's just trying to wheelbarrow down. And just like my chair, like I just leaned forward and like the two hind pieces of my chair just came up because those are the hind legs. When he starts to get heavy in your hand, he's letting you know, A, this is hard and I'm getting tired. I need another shift of my weight and help from you. So then like close your knee, engage your core. Think like, how can I get the teeter-totter back this way? On the hind leg, tall in front.
Yes, you're so good.
And then, no shame, walk, quarter turn on the forehand. Remind him about the hind leg. It's just got to be a new habit, which will also keep him thinking about you much more too. Oh, stop, yield, trot out. Stop, yield, trot out. And then he's going to just be like totally focused on the aids. Really good.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Alyssa, would you mind getting my crop?
Sure.
It didn't have a button on it, and I let it fall through my hand.
Oh, someone's not including their fingers.
Oh.